Well, in less than 24 hours, Ontarians will vote for the next premier of the province.
And one of the frontrunners for the job, Ontario NDP leader Andrea Horwath, joins us here in studio now this morning. Andrea, good to see you. I know it's been a crazy and very busy campaign, and I want to go back to yesterday because you called into question Doug Ford's ability to lead following news of a lawsuit that was filed by his brother's widow. Now, there's been some criticism about those comments. Some people think that this is a personal rather than a professional issue. Do you stand by those comments?
Well, I mean, what I was saying is that I wouldn't be surprised if people start to wonder whether or not Mr. Ford is going to be able to care for the families in Ontario if he's not caring for his own family. And I think that that's a legitimate question when you consider that his job that he's applying for here tomorrow is to care for everyone in Ontario. And when we look at his platform, we know that he's going to be cutting some of the very important services that support families and help families.
Yeah, in fairness to Mr. Ford, though, do we know that yet? I mean, this lawsuit was just launched and there's a process.
Well, I mean, there is for sure, but I think what it does is raise those questions. So I'm not saying that one way or the other that this is these accusations are the case, but it does raise questions in people's minds.
Okay. Want to ask you about something else you have said, and you've said it a number of times. And we've got to talk about outcomes now after tomorrow and minority government situation, be it NDP or Conservative. You have said over and over again that you will not work with either of the leaders. Will you change your mind on that to get things done?
Well, you know, we have a day left. Election day is tomorrow, and I would urge people to think carefully about what their decision is going to be. We can have a province where we support families, where we reduce their costs by bringing affordable childcare and dental care and pharmacare or prescription drug coverage, or we can have a leader who's going to cut those very supports that families rely on and make life even more difficult. And I'm going to wait for them to make that decision before I start thinking about what comes next. But I can tell you that cutting of public services, privatizing of public services, selling off of our revenue-generating assets, which is what both Conservatives and Liberals do, are not things that I agree with.
Okay, you've talked quite a bit on the campaign, though, about what you expect out of a leader, what people expect out of a leader. If Ontario votes for a minority government, an NDP minority government, is that not what they're asking of you as leader, is to work with the other parties?
Sure, and you know that the last time that was a choice of the people, I actually was the responsible one in the room, as the Conservatives were not, and decided they weren't going to respect what the people had decided. And so I will always respect what the people decide. But what I'm saying is very clearly, I have some some lines that I don't want to cross, and that is the selling off of public assets, for example, the privatization of our services that put money into private pockets, while everyday families end up paying the price. And so these are things that I don't agree with, and these are things that make it difficult for me to say that I'll work with either one of these parties. But I'm asking the people of Ontario really to make a decision that helps put us on a path that will support families going forward.
Just quickly, after the election on Thursday, if it turns out it's, say, a PC majority, are you going to leave the NDP party? I mean, this is your third campaign, right?
It's my third campaign. It's been a great campaign, and I am going to wait until Thursday night or Friday morning to start thinking about what's next. And hopefully what's next is bringing, affordable childcare to Ontario, making sure families can afford a roof over their head in this great city, making sure that we have dental care and prescription drug coverage for everyone. I'm hoping that that's what's going to happen on Friday.
Did Wynn's concession speech over the weekend help your position and your party?
Well, I mean, I think what it's done is it's shown people that there is only one person left that's prepared to go to the wire, go to the mat, if you will, to fight Doug Ford's agenda, and that's the NDP. And so I would encourage folks who haven't made up their mind yet to come on board and stop Doug Ford from taking power tomorrow.
Okay, well, Election Day is tomorrow. NDP leader Andrea Horwath. Andrea, great for you to spend some time with us here this morning.
It's my pleasure.